Alright, today we're visiting an abandoned chateau. It's called Chateau Marquise de Brinvilliers. I don't know if that's the right pronunciation, but that's how I would say it. We've been on the road for almost 1.5 hours now, and we didn't know this would be through the mountains, but look at this view. It's beautiful, the sun is shining. It is very cold though, but I mean, we'll take it if this is the view. Right now we'll continue our journey to the abandoned mansion and we'll take you with us.
Well, driving in the mountains was actually the first surprise we encountered because we were not expecting it or were dressed for it at all. We also encountered a second surprise while we were doing research on Google Maps to see whether the mansion would still be there. We found out that the neighborhood is enclosed around the mansion, which was kind of surprising to be completely honest because normally these abandoned places are quite remote, and this one was surprisingly completely surrounded by houses.
Alright, so we've arrived. The mansion is right behind me. As you can see, it is completely abandoned. It's completely fenced up too. There's almost no possibility to get in. We saw that already when we walked around the estate and looked for a way in. It is also completely overgrown. There's almost no possibility to walk. So, I mean, it's visible that it's been abandoned for a little while. But first, before the shots, Lakeisha will tell something about the history and why we decided to visit this abandoned place, because it has quite a story to it.
The story is really interesting. Actually, the lady who lived here with her husband, whose name comes from the castle, and she tried to kill her father and both her brothers by poisoning them in order to get this estate. So we decided to visit this place because it is really decayed, it's really old, and we still have a really good vibe about visiting places like this because we think it has something interesting. It's still historic in some ways, so we're going to see what footage we can get.
Yeah, so as I said, it is completely overgrown and it is completely fenced up, so we'll try to get some shots and, well, they will follow now. Let's go. Okay, yeah, so we actually found a way in. There was a hole in the fence, so that's pretty good. Look, the estate is right behind me. It is pretty big. There's also a part, and on the other end that you can't see, but there is also another part. And yeah, we're gonna explore it a little better. But there was this house, there were people looking at us and they were, I don't know, they were checking whether we're gonna go in here. So maybe it's not really safe to be here. Safe in the sense that maybe the police could be called, or I don't know. But nonetheless, we're gonna visit it and we're gonna explore it because it looks pretty cool. There are also some statues on the top of the building, which will follow in the shots, but they look pretty cool too. And yeah, as I said earlier, it's completely, well, on camera it doesn't really look that overgrown, but it is completely overgrown, trust me. But yeah, nonetheless, we found a way in, so now we're gonna go in completely. Let's go.
As you can see, the mansion has collapsed completely on the inside. There's not even a roof, and you can see a couple of doors on the inside where floors have been, but unfortunately there's not going to be any inside exploring for us today.
Alright, so I said let's go in, but as you can see, that's not possible anymore.
Even though we really looked forward to inside exploring, the mansion was still very beautiful on the outside. Our personal reason for coming here actually were the creepy statues we saw pictures of online. I don't know if they used to be the centerpiece of the house, but because of the current state of the mansion, it really added to the ominous vibe of visiting abandoned places. Just look at these statues. I don't know if it's me, but they're incredibly creepy. As the sun was setting behind the mountains rather quickly, we decided to head back. Considering there was very little online about this mansion, we were very glad to have visited. If you are deciding whether to visit yourself and have any questions about it, don't be afraid to leave them in the comments below. For more travel content and videos on abandoned buildings, please subscribe and thank you for watching.